Alright guys, I want to make this video. Today we're talking about the new rent cap rate bill that Governor, what's his name? Gavin Newsom signed. So basically Gavin Newsom signed into a law bill, which will cap rent increases across the state in an effort to tackle the homelessness crisis. Okay, that's important. Newsom signed Assembly Bill 1482, which will limit annual rent increases to 5% plus inflation and bans landlords from evicting people for no reason, meaning they cannot kick people out so they can raise the rent for a new tenant. While the law doesn't take effect until January 1st, 2020, the law runs through 2030. It does not apply to housing built within the last 15 years. It also does not apply to single-family homes except those owned by corporations or real estate investment trusts. It does not cover duplexes where the owner lives in one of the units. So basically, California and Oregon are now the only places that cap rent increases, or Oregon caps at 7%. So in California, there are 17 million renters. More than half of them spend at least 30% of their income on rent, according to legislative analysis of the proposal. So I want to break this down. In this, and I guess the premise of why this bill is being passed is to help combat or tackle the homelessness crisis. So basically, the correlation here is there's more homelessness when the rent increase is more than 5%. And I don't think that this is the solution to that. And what I mean by that is that California is a very open and welcoming state towards the homeless. I'm not saying them in a bad way. Like, they're people too, you know. They're simply people. They're people as well, you know. I'm not saying the homeless, oh, they're all bad, blah 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 blah. What I'm saying is that in comparison to other states, California is very open and welcoming to the homeless. Now the problem is that there are certain individuals who decide to be aggressive and decide to do drugs and etc. And to be completely honest with you, they need help, you know. And I'm not talking like, oh, they need help, I pity them. No, what I mean by that is, like, you know, from the institutions, you know, they need help from the institutions, you know, so they can get their life on track, you know. I follow this Instagram page called Santa Monica is Dying, and basically what it is it covers the homelessness crisis there. And you know, it's like people getting high on crack or meth and then swinging swords around, and then they get arrested and then released like 3 days later from the Santa Monica Police Department, you know. So that's what I refer to when I say that California is more accepting and welcoming, you know. And I don't doubt that's only Santa Monica. What I'm saying is that the government or the city, and I want to say enabling the homeless to, you know, and certain individuals who unfortunately do abuse drugs and do abuse themselves, they're letting them go with like a free slip to get away with stuff, you know, and stay longer and that sort of thing. Plus we have really good weather. But what I wanted to talk to you specifically about, and I almost lost the paper, is this. So this right here is it's basically a supply and demand chart. It's not the best. I'll put a picture up right now. So that's what it really looks like. Obviously mine's not as clean, but I want to go through this and tell you why economics matters when it comes to renting. So on this side you have the number of the number of renters willing to pay an amount, and it goes from 10,000, 5,000, 2,500 to 1,000. Then it's the price for said rental, right? So $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, $5,000 a month, or no, I'm sorry, $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. So 10,000 are willing to pay that $1,000 a month. 5,000 are willing to pay that $1,500 a month. 2,500 people are willing to pay $2,000 a month, and then 1,000 people are willing to pay $2,500 a month. Obviously, these numbers aren't accurate, but the whole premise behind this is supply and demand. So supply and demand is very prevalent in even in rentals, and so when you try to exert government control over that, well, you would think you're solving the problem, but in reality what happens is those corporations and those real estate trusts are just going to sell their properties and then move their money and go buy properties in Arizona, Nevada, Texas, or Florida or Georgia, other places where real estate's cheap and they don't have any rent cap rates, you know. So it's not gonna help the homelessness crisis as addressed in there. What's gonna end up happening is those corporations are just gonna sell and they're gonna move to another state. And another thing to add is the individuals that have rental properties, they're typically under a business entity, and the reason for this is to help avoid lawsuits, and they want to protect their personal assets. Therefore, they put the name in a business name. It's just that simple. So, is this going to help the homelessness crisis? I don't think so. That's my opinion. Do your homework, find out what you think, and come to your own conclusions and your own opinions. You know, it's always welcome here. You know, and comment down below what you think. Do you agree with it or do you not agree with it? So I don't think this is actually helping. I really don't. I think that those rental owners are just gonna simply sell, and we're gonna be left with more people trying to buy, and that's sometimes it's not even the best case because of, you know, bad credit and that sort of thing. People can't buy, right? So when you can't buy, you go to rent. But let's say there's not that much to rent because everybody just sold and now those are being bought. It refers back to this. Now, you know, let's say you had 10,000 people at $1,000. Well, let's say all the homes went up to 2,000 now. Well, now there's only, you know, 25% of that 10,000 can now rent. And because there's a less supply of rental properties out there, the prices aren't going to go up. What's going to end up happening is that there's not enough supply for the others. And so now you get to see the bigger problem here when you put a rent cap increase, or you have a bigger government that exerts control over things like this, is that it simply does not work, and I don't think it will. So I want to make this quick video just to tell you guys about that. You know, be on the lookout, you know, because yes, this does benefit the renters, but you know, because California is a very consumer-friendly state, but because of that now, the businesses that help drive California are simply going to move out and go somewhere else. So tell me what you think. Do you think that the rent cap rate bill is actually helping us in California, or is it actually hurting us in California? Comment down below. I'm actually really curious to hear your opinion, because I personally don't think it's going to help. I think it's actually going to hurt the economy here, or the rental economy here. But let me know what you think, and thank you guys so much for sticking by. I hope you have a good day. Bye.